All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're watching from. Thanks for joining back to what the updates. So back to let you know what's happening right now with the Super Eagles. Of course, it's not a good mood right now in the camp of the boys, and also with Nigerian fans all over Nigeria. Obviously, that match was a painful match. It completely hit us really hard, the way it turned out. But I mean, it is what it is. We have to move on. And to be honest, some fans are actually overreacting or taking it way over the ledge in terms of how they should act after losing. It's a football game. Obviously, you would expect that sometimes it doesn't go your way. The game does not go in your favor, and that's part of it. It's part of life. So we have to, as football fans, know how to accept defeat and move on, and seek to do better, improve ourselves, and come back stronger, and obviously do better, get results. Because why I'm saying this is that I'm seeing a couple of, reaction from some Nigerian fans, especially on social media. Some people have now even started dishing out blames, to especially Coach Eric Shaw right now. Some people are saying that it's his fault. Why didn't he do this? Why didn't he do that? Why did he substitute? Ademola Lukman and Chukwueze at the same time. What did he do? All kinds of suggestions coming in right now. And just to remind you guys, Coach Eric Shaw is still unbeaten as the head coach of the Super Eagles for the senior team. I'm not talking about the home based guys. Of course, we know how that works, but the reason was given the job was to coach the Super Eagles senior team, and that job has been going so well, so far so good. He has not lost a match. He still remains unbeaten in open play. So whether we like it or not, the last 2 years, he is still the best that we have right now. He's played total of 8 games, won 5 of them, drawn 3. So say whatever you want to say, the man deserves some respect. So that's just one of the things I wanted to point out here. We should know how to be a fan, support the team in good and bad times, not be disruptive when things are not going in our favor, and actually be understanding of how results can change from time to time. So if you cannot deal with that, then I'm afraid football is not for you. Being a football fan definitely will not work out for you. You're always going to be sad and disappointed and disruptive and aggressive, maybe even violent, if it doesn't go your way. Well, let's just talk about the important things that have happened now. Of course, there's a couple of reactions making the rounds, even though some of these reactions are not very good, but we still have to talk about it. And Coach Eric Shaw has come out to accuse DR Congo of using Juju, charm, voodoo, or tumokpo, whatever you want to call it. But he has accused them of using some kind of black magic during the penalty shootout that saw us lose 3 goals to 4, in final score. Of course, it's very noteworthy or notable. Some of our best players missed. We talk about Moses Simon, Kevin Bassi, and then Semi Ajayi. Although you can argue that these guys are not exactly the best penalty takers. Some people argue that Chelle should have brought in the likes of Chus Ekong when he knew that the game was going into penalty, because Ekong is one of the trusted penalty takers that we've had over the years. But he didn't bring him in. Instead, he opted to bring in Awaziem. But Chelle came out to react to that. In his post-match, he said that the reason he did that was because he was scared for the way that the DR Congo side were pressing the Super Eagles in the last 10 minutes before penalty. So he kind of felt like he needed Awaziem more than he needed just Ekong, because he believes Awaziem can offer a better defensive addition in that final minute to prevent us from conceding. So that's why he said he decided to bring in Awaziem over Ekong. So it's nothing personal, it's just tactical decisions, that led to that. But again, back to the voodoo or juju accusation from Coach Eric Shaw. He said that he saw during the penalty shootout. He saw one of the DR Congo officials that he brought out something. I don't know, like he put something inside a bottle water, and was sprinkling and was chanting, doing incantation, saying all kinds of things. And Shell was angered by that. A video even caught him where he was trying to confront the person that was doing the juju, according to him. And if you take a look at the video, it kind of felt like Shell was fighting the coach of the DR Congo side, but that's not the case. He was in fact trying to confront the person that was doing the voodoo, which he claimed. But then the DR Congo coach got in the way to kind of separate him, and then our officials as well, the backroom staff also got in the way to separate him. So, but that's basically some of the very funny aspect of it. Share in his own words said the guy of Congo did some voodoo every time. So this is why I was a little nervous of him. That's what he said, and then he went on to say that he saw him brought out something and was sprinkling it every time the Super Eagles wanted to play penalty. So apparently that kind of worked, or it seemed like he worked, because every time he did that, we would lose a penalty. Every time he did that, we would lose a penalty. So Shell was very angered and was confronting the person. That was why he ran straight and appeared to be engaging in some physical confrontation with the Congolese contingencies. But I mean, I'm going to leave it to you guys to decide. Do you think there's anything like juju in football? Do you think it works, or it's just something that people say when they want to make excuses? We know how it is. We know the African culture. There's lots of spirituality to it, charm, juju, otumokbo, all these kinds of things. But some people don't believe in that. But I'm just going to move forward, guys, and let you know, of the other things that happened. Of course, the one of the Congolese players has come out to say that was part of the plans that they mark out Victor Osimhen, or they make sure that Victor Osimhen does not have a good day, or that he doesn't miss the game. And this man, it goes by the name Sadiki, and he has come out now to review after the match that that was part of the game plan, that when they were training, the coach, their coach wanted them to pay particular attention to Victor Osimhen, although they knew that the Super Eagles setup has a lot of quality players. They have a lot of players who can change the game, win matches anytime, any day. But they concentrated much more on Victor Osimhen because they knew that he's the biggest player in the team, and that in recent times he's been the one that has been causing problems for opponents or oppositions. So that was why they specialized, or they dedicated all their effort in trying to stop him, and it worked to some extent, because with Osimhen, even though he didn't finish the game, he just played first half, but you can argue that he didn't have a lot of impact in that match, for those times that he played. So this is the word of Sadiki. He said he helps Osimhen's injury. We know that Osimhen is a big player. They have other qualities in front. We knew he was their star player, and if he was out, it would be a bit easier, and we practice penalties. So that's basically what he said. And then going on to say that they didn't just come out to play penalties, they practice it. And it really showed, because to be honest, on the night, juju or no juju, I think these guys showed that they wanted to win. They wanted to win. Even on the penalty shootout, they were playing more quality penalties than our players, who were, supposedly better, have more quality than these guys. A lot of these guys are not even playing in Europe. Some are playing in second division, third divisions, but it's just so sad that they came out and they played better and showed that they had more quality than our players on the night. So that is, some of the things that's happening. Of course, the DR Congo side, they will now cruising. They are very happy. Everybody's in celebratory mood right now. They will now await their fate in March, when they will play, some more matches. And then if they win the games, they will now grab the ticket to represent Africa. But it's not, as cheerful and joyful for our players in the camp right now, because obviously they will miss out on the 2026 World Cup, and then by the time the next World Cup comes up, which is by 2030, year 2030, most of these players will have been old, or most of them will have entered their 30s. And of course, it's almost impossible to even think that they would still be together, because they'll keep on discovering new players that'll be getting call ups, and some old players will be dropped, and the ones that are not showing quality, or they are not showing that they are compatible with the project that is on ground at the national team. So for Victor Osimhen, by 2030, he's going to be 31. Kevin Bassey will be 30. Olaina will be 33. Ademola Lukman will be 32. Chukwueze will be 31. And these guys have not played at the World Cup. So it looks very, very bleak for them, except something miraculous happen, except they stay in top form, stay consistent, and continue to play, in Europe, and in the best teams and best leagues. They will not make the 2030 World Cup.